How you feeling, Duke? Everybody wants to know.
I'm all right. As I say, I think I'm out the other side. A little bit of headache. Yeah, back to my normal self, I feel. Well, at least a little bit anyway. So, yeah, it's all good. It's all good, Squire. Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear it. Thanks for joining us, everyone, either watching live or at your own leisure. Please don't forget to drop a like on the stream, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and Duke, what are they doing with the bell today, mate?
Jingling it. Yes.
Yes.
We're at that time of year where they can jingle the bell.
Jingle the bell. Of course. How could I have not realised?
There it is.
Looking in the comments, Happy Hammer's already turned up. Look, there she is.
I'm not going to be so uncouth as to ask Happy to jingle the bell. I'm not going to be so uncouth as to ask her that at all.
No.
Good evening,
I
Happy.
wouldn't dare. I wouldn't dare. She'd rattle it and wrench it and do all sorts to it. So, yeah, I wouldn't be so rude.
Wow. Mr. Gates.
Wow, there you go. I've heard stories. I've heard stories about her, but I'll leave that. But I'll tell you afterwards. I've heard a few. I've heard a few things about Happy Hammerette. She's not as sweet as she makes out she is. I'm stirring the pot, Happy. Don't worry. I'm being mischievous. So. Anyway, Duke, small matter tomorrow, quarter-final in a cup competition, London Derby, if you please.
Did you say it's the quarter-final final?
No, I just said it's the quarter-final.
Hang on a minute. Bloody kids. Oh. What do you want?
This is it's live, guys, and it's completely not scripted.
Bloody.
Interlopers.
Anyway, yes, tomorrow is the quarter-final final.
Yeah. It might be the final. Who knows?
As they so affectionately call it. It's our final. So it's our quarter-final final against our fiercest rivals, apparently.
Yeah, it's our cup final, isn't it?
I don't care. It's a game tomorrow that, as I've said numerous times leading up to this, if the players can't get themselves up and inspired for this game. It's a cup quarter final. It's against your rivals. It's a London derby. There's a significant real chance of silverware from this season. Yep. If you can't get yourself up for this game, you don't deserve to be wearing that shirt tomorrow night. So you know what? I am looking forward to it. I know. Listen, I watched the game Sunday against Liverpool. And what I thought scared me a little bit. I'm not going to lie. They look sharp. They look good. I did think Liverpool were going to nick it. I did. But I have to say that I thought Spurs on the breakaway and the counter-attack look really good.
Yeah.
But that being said, we don't play in a way that is going to allow Tottenham that kind of breakaway freedom. That's not how we play. We don't play on the front foot. We don't play at the top end of the pitch. We let you have the ball and then we pick you off like that. Yeah. So Tottenham may well have to rethink Tottenham might have to rethink their strategy for tomorrow night, because I don't think the way they played against Spurs, they're going to get a lot of luck from us. But again, that being said, I don't know about you, mate. I'm bloody excited. I'm excited for tomorrow.
Well, I guess part of that is because we were meant to have a game on Saturday and that never happened. So it's a little bit built up from that. But
it's a quarter final of a final of a cup. Yeah. I mean, listen, we've been there before. We had made an absolute balls up arsehake the last time we had a decent run at a cup against Birmingham, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, I was there in the first leg.
And listen, all I ask tomorrow is they go out and they turn up. Absolutely. I don't want to be played off the park. I don't want to be shat upon. I don't want to see all the memes, and all the rest of it. The memes I want to see on Thursday morning are going to be the ones that we put the pressure on in the League Cup. That's what I want to see. Simon. I don't want to see, oh, look at them, they've lost their cup. Fuck, I can't be dealing with it. I really can't. So just turn up. If we lose 1-0 and it's a bloody good game and Lloris or whoever they stick in goal as a blinder, couple of worldies in there, and we lose to a really good goal, then so be it. Just don't turn up and fucking roll over, because I won't be able to deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same as you. I thought that going forwards offensively, I thought Tottenham looked really good on Sunday. Much as it pains me to admit it, but they did. However, what has to be factored in is that they were playing a Liverpool team that were bereft of Virgil van Dijk, Jordan Henderson, Fabinho, and Thiago. I don't suspect that they would have possibly had it quite the same way if those players had been playing. But that's not Tottenham's fault. That's not Tottenham's problem. They can only play the team that's in front of them.
Yeah.
And to be fair, like I say, on the basis of Sunday's match, I did look at that and think, oh, we're playing them in a couple of days. Harry Kane's just scored. Is he possibly coming back into a little bit of form, a little bit of rhythm?
No, because he missed a couple.
Well, yeah, but we'll see.
And I felt the one he scored was harder to score than the one he missed, or that was well blocked, should I say, a few minutes earlier. Yeah. So, listen, Dawson and Diop are going to have their work cut out. So are, Cresswell if he's back. I've seen rumours that Mass is going to start. But then if Mass starts, there's no reason that Cresswell can't in the back three.
Yeah.
But as we've said before, Lucas Moura, Son, Kane, that pace scares me. That pace does scare me. It's good to see Dele Alli miss a sitter though the other day as well, I've got to say.
Well, yeah, and of course he's been linked with us, but I don't buy it myself. I really don't. I just can't see that one. But there you go. What we got here? Wally says 1 vote for Fredericks. If you're watching, guys, we've got a poll going at the minute. Obviously, we know that Vladimir Koufal. That was a weird one, because yesterday I saw something that seemed to suggest he could play in this game tomorrow, and then latterly it turned out that no, he can't. So I was like, "Oh, make your mind up." So
that's the FA, but that's the FA, and from what I understand, the Premier League, because from what my understanding is, that cup competitions, if you're sent off or booked in the cup, you miss the cup. If you're sent off and booked in the league, you miss the league. So what changed? Who decided to dick around with the rules? Because I'm slightly concerned by it, right? And it comes back to what you and me were discussing the other day, Gates.
Yeah.
Okay. Why wasn't the penalty given? Newcastle.
That I thought was ridiculous. What I was led to believe, it's because the Manchester City player came away with the ball, and I'm sitting there going, but the other player was still taken out. He was cleaned out by the goalkeeper. That's a penalty, for Christ's sakes. If that was down the other end, you and I know that would have been given.
Wait a minute. Player winning the ball,
but
a penalty given and a second yellow card given against the team that they don't want in the top 6, against the team that. Right, I'm with you now. Yeah, no worries. I'm understanding it right.
We know how it rolls. Come on, dude.
But it's bollocks, though, mate. Because I'm telling you now, if that had been on Sunday, Liverpool Spurs, if that had been anyone else but Harry Kane.
Oh yeah, I mean it happened. Don't forget when Shearer was England captain, he was one he got away with on Neil Lennon, wasn't it?
Pretty sure he punched someone in the fucking or stamped on someone's neck.
Yeah,
at one point,
he used Neil Lennon's head as a doormat.
Yeah.
So Peach is in the building as well. Hope you're well, mate. Shall I show you what I've cobbled together as
Go on
my
in.
suspected.
Go on and embarrass yourself because you've never got these right. Come on.
Well, you never know. You
Not
never
in
know.
the cups. Not in the cups. You do well in the league, but you always get it wrong in the cups, Casey.
I don't always get it wrong.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
11 now, I'm
11
torn.
wrong out of 11.
And guys watching, there is a poll. As I say, get stuck into that. It's who should play it right back in the absence
Poll
of
makes for
Boufal.
interesting reading, Mr. Gates.
I haven't looked. I'm going to wait till nearer the end, but we'll see. Okay. Now, whether David Moyes is going to go 4-2-3-1 or whether he might potentially go 3-4-2-1, because obviously they normally play a back three. So whether he's going to match them up, I don't know. The beauty of having Aaron Cresswell in is that he can either be deployed as a left back or as a left centre back. So him being there would add another string to our bow. But anyway, I've gone 4-2-3-1. Areola in goal, Cresswell left back, Harrison Ashby right back. Now, the reason I suspect that is that I've heard that Ben Johnson should be available to be in the squad. I'm not entirely convinced that he will be up to starting the match. So I've got a funny feeling that he may go with Harrison Ashby, who I thought, when he came on against Arsenal, looked bright. I thought he played with no fear. And I don't really see that there's any reason on the basis of that. Do you know what? Going to Tottenham in a cup quarter-final isn't going to faze this kid. He didn't look overawed at the Emirates, so why is he going to be overawed at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium? So why not? Issa Diop and Craig Dawson at centre-back picks itself. Declan Rice, the captain, and Thomas Soucek picks itself. This is Jared Bowen on the right picks himself. Now, whether you would have him there or whether you would maybe have him at the number 9 position, up to you. Personally, I think he's had great success in that position so far this season, so I wouldn't move him. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Manuel Lanzini would be the number 10 for me. The question is whether it's Pablo Fornals or Saeed Benrahma on the left. I've gone for Fornals because I just think his work rate will be absolutely critical tomorrow night. And I've gone with Nikola Vlasic up top. I've heard that Michail Antonio is very likely not going to be involved tomorrow. I've heard a rumour that he's got COVID. Over to you, Duke.
For fuck's sake. That's the first I've heard of that.
As I say, it's a rumour I've heard. I don't know how true it is. I'm not saying he has got COVID. I've heard a whisper. Might be wrong. But if it's right, then I think Vlasic would be my choice. If
that's COVID, he misses 10 days, which is at least 2 games, isn't it? Because it's in fact it's more than that, isn't it? Because he'll miss tomorrow. He'll miss.
Well, have you seen this thing from the West Ham way?
Boxing Day. Do we play boxing? Yeah, we got Southampton Boxing Day.
Yep, then Southampton Boxing Day.
Then he'll miss next Wednesday, 28th.
Yep, the Watford game.
And then he'll miss New Year's Day.
Yep, which is... Oh, I'm trying to remember who that was now. My brain's gone.
Gatesy, that's 4 games.
Yeah.
That's 4. If that's COVID, that's 4 games.
Palace.
Fuck.
Like I say, it's a rumour I've heard. I'm not saying it's confirmed. Well, listen, I'm not saying I've got inside information, but I've heard a whisper.
Listen, if it's the case, then it's the case, isn't it? And we're going to have to deal with it.
Yeah. And to be fair, I mean,
it's
on
frustrating
the basis of his last
12,
13 performances, did he deserve to start as the number 9? Possibly not. Although if there's a game that he gets himself up for, it's usually this lot, isn't it?
Yeah, and well, listen, let's hope it's not. If he's fit, I'd play him. And then I'd probably use Vlasic for Sunday against Southampton. That'd be me. That'd be my go-to. Just because, as you just said there, he'll get himself up for this game, and this is the one he'll want. You throw me. Ashby won't start.
Okay.
In my opinion, I'll have to clear that up now. In my opinion, Ashby will be on the bench, and You will have Johnson in there if he's fit. If not, it will be Ryan Fredericks. Fredericks will start, and the reason I think Fredericks will start is he will combat the pace that they've got out there.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll be the one to. All right, he probably defends just a little bit better than Masuaku, to be fair. But you know, on the flip side to it is Jesus H. Sorry, the Arsenal game just blared in the ear rolls.
I thought I heard something.
So yeah, I'm looking at that, mate, and I can't argue with it. I have a feeling he may well go 5 at the back, though. I have a feeling. And on the flip side to that, Cresswell in at left centre back, Mass wing back, losing maybe Fornals out of there, keeping Lanzini, Bowen, and Vlasic up top. But Weldy from Vlasic tomorrow, I feel.
Yeah.
If he starts up there, I'd like to see him get his goal. But that, you know what? It's our feelings and thoughts on it. I've got a feeling that he might go 5 at the back, just dependent on obviously. For me, it's all dependent on obviously the fitness of Cresswell and Johnson tomorrow, and on the flip side, Antonio. But if it was in my choice, Antonio starts tomorrow and Vlasic starts on Sunday.
Fair. Okay, this is my best guess at the Tottenham team. Now, we know that Antonio Conte likes playing 3 centre-backs. So, but behind them, I think he's going to put Pierluigi Golini between the sticks. I think that Lloris will get the night off, but I think that what is seen as his favoured back 3 of Ben Davies left, Davinson Sanchez right, and Eric Dyer centrally will be. Well, what are you laughing at? What?
Like, honestly, right now, it's going to sound really disrespectful, and that's exactly how I plan it on being. That's it. If that's your preferred back 3, right? That's not even a back 3 that belongs.
Not my preferred back 3.
No, his. If that's their preferred back 3, that back 3 don't even belong in the Premier League.
Ooh.
No. Listen, right? We find ourselves in a situation where we're looking at it and going, shit, we've only got Dawson. Shit, we've only got Diop. Shit, you've only got Ben Davies, Eric Dyer, and Davinson Sanchez. Like, and you consider yourself to be a big club. Like, that's embarrassing, Rob, if that's their back, if that's what they've got, really. Like, I know they've got Christian Romero, who they spent 42 million quid on. And if I'm honest with you, I think he's a pile of wank as well. I really don't think he's worth one of them little plastic pots that they give you at the sperm banks. Eric Dyer.
I've never been.
Eric Dyer is a player by his surname. Okay. He's proper Dyer. Ben Davies, I don't. He's all right, but is that the best you got? Like, honestly, is that the best you got? Because that's embarrassing for me. If that's, hey, I don't mind the door open when that happens, Rob. I don't mind when the door opens and that happens.
Oh, hello. Well, I'm on the Guinness Foreign Extra Stout.
Nice.
7.5%. It's the real rocket fuel stuff.
It sounds like it. Yeah, I mean, if that's your back 3, yes, please, for all intents and purposes, because there you go.
Well, Alex agrees with you. Evening, Alex.
They're the worst pairing since Jedward.
Oh, that is awful.
But that's
all right.
Listen, if that's your best back three, if we don't fucking win tomorrow and that's what they start with, I'm going to be pissed off.
Fair. I think that Sergio Reguilon will be the left wing back, and Japhet Tanganga will be the right wing back. Oliver Skipp, I think, will be in central mid, and
I thought Kane was the captain.
Say again?
I thought Kane was the captain.
No,
that's Skip. A penalty. That's referee. Sorry.
They say blokes can't multitask. Anyway, Pierre Højbjerg missed the game against Liverpool with an injury. He wasn't involved in the squad. I have a sneaky suspicion he might be back tomorrow. I don't know why. I just got a hunch. So I suspect we'll see Højbjerg. But if not Højbjerg, whether he's going to go Harry Winks, Dele Alli, or on Ndombele, I don't know. Pick him. It really could. It's one of those. I think he's going to put Son on the bench. I've just got a feeling he's going to give either Son or Kane a start from the bench. So I think he's going to start Kane because I think that he wants to try and play Kane into a little bit of form. I don't know. So I think that Bergwijn and Lucas will be either side of the England captain. Duke, we've already got your thoughts on the back three. Your thoughts on the rest?
I still think it was a penalty. Yeah, I look at that, and Tanganga, he's the young lad that come out of the academy, isn't he? I don't mind him. Don't mind him. How much did they buy Højbjerg for?
Oh, bloody hell! I have no idea.
Because whatever it was, Southampton were stuffed over there because I really like Højbjerg. I think he's really good. Was he not a centre back at one point?
I'm not entirely sure, Duke. I've got to be honest with you.
I'm a big fan of Højbjerg.
He was at Bayern before, wasn't he?
He was, yes. The young lad Skip, he seems to be doing all right. He seems to be starting more games than he's on the bench for at the minute. I have to say I quite like the look of the young lad.
Yeah.
Reguilon, or that pasta bloke at left again. He's another one that blows hot and cold. He's either really good or he's absolutely dirge. Bergwijn, I don't mind. I would have loved to have seen him come to West Ham pre Benrahma because I actually quite like Bergwijn's direct kind of play.
I'm going to be controversial, Duke.
Go on.
Would you swap Bergwijn for Benrahma?
Yes.
Carry on.
Sorry, I didn't realise that was it. Yeah, I would. Yeah. Like I say, I like Bergwijn's out and out. That's it. Yep. That's what you get. So it's very, very similar to the likes of Lucas Moura on the other side. It's about knocking the ball, a bit like Antonio used to be, knock the ball past people and go. And I miss that. I do miss that rather than the dicking around 42, 52 step overs in a game that really don't get you nowhere. So all in all, I mean, Harry Kane, if that goal spurs him onto a turn of fortunes, then so be it. But he's not been great this season. In fact, I've got to say, I like Højbjerg. Tanganga, I've been impressed with. Skip, I've been impressed with. Reguilon is one of them two. Bergwijn, I like. Harry Kane's been shit up until Liverpool for the most part. For both England, and although he scored,
I was going to say he's still scoring for England. In fairness,
yeah, he's scored 47 against San Marino in one game, but I'm pretty sure I could have hit 62 in that game. And then you got Lucas, who I've been a big fan of for a long, even before he turned up at Spud. So, listen, on our game tomorrow, we've already proved against a stronger Tottenham side this season that we are capable of beating them against a stronger Tottenham side. So there's no reason why we can't. I'd be very disappointed if we didn't. All I want is that we turn up tomorrow and we play. If we lose a cracking game 1-0, 2-1, so be it. But if we lose, yep. Or if we lose 4 or 5-0 and we just get absolutely turned over, then questions need to be asked.
Yeah, no, listen, if we play our best and they just play that little bit better, or they get a little bit more luck than we get.
If I may, sums up everything. If I may, there you go. That sums up exactly what I was trying to say.
Fair enough. Alex obviously sees it the way that you do, Duke.
Yeah.
That's our head-to-head record down the years. Now, I would argue, yes, we've got the wrong end of that particular equation: 66 wins, 98 defeats, 53 draws. However, given the fact that I think that most Tottenham fans that I know would argue, oh yeah, well, we're a bigger club than you, blah blah blah. Well, that's actually not that big a gap over 100 odd years of the fixture.
I have an answer to that,
John.
Where they say they think they're a bigger club. My answer to that is go fuck yourself.
Yeah, you may possibly say that. I could not possibly comment. John, in answer to that, yes, I heard that at the early part of yesterday, but then sort of like during the course of yesterday, they've corrected that, and it's apparently he is not available because of the 2 yellows he got against Arsenal. Like I say, my information was that initially Kufal was going to be available for that match, but it latterly turns out that he's not. So in that case, John, if I may turn your attention to the poll that's running as we speak. If Kufal doesn't play, I've got 3 options on the poll. You've got Johnson, Fredericks, or Ashby. Take your pick, mate.
Middle one.
Don't sway him. Cheers, John. Don't sway him. So that's our historical record. Like I say, I don't think that's too shabby when you consider that. Yeah, absolutely.
As much as they bitch, as much as if they go out tomorrow, the comment that you will get will be, so did the League Cup.
Yeah.
A bit like your Zippy impression. So did the League Cup. But if they go through and they win it,
yeah,
they've won a trophy. Do you see what I mean? So,
yeah.
Whereas I want to win the fucking League Cup. I don't give a shit. I want a trophy in the cabinet at the end of the season.
Yeah.
I know we've got the Betway Cup, but
not quite the same, is it?
Well, listen, it's a trophy.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Arsenal just hit the bar.
Ooh. That's our last 10 fixtures. Well, again, you look at that: 4 wins, 4 defeats, 2 draws. Pick 'em. This is going to be I think this is going to be a close game tomorrow. I don't see one team or the other running away with it. I think there'll be 1 goal in it. There might not even be that. It might come down to penalties.
Told you, I'm excited for tomorrow, Rob. I really am excited for tomorrow's game. It's one of those that will have me sat there in front of the box, like on the edge of my seat. Like, the game against Liverpool earlier in the season when we won 3-2. The game against the Spurs when we beat them at the London Stadium. This is going to be one of the ones that has me sat there going, come on, boys. Like, we're here. This is it. And let's be fair, right? As I said earlier at the start of the stream, this is a game that they should relatively be easy to get themselves up for. Okay, this is a game where in much the same way as you've got a porn star sitting in front of you, you should be able to get yourself up for it, right? Tomorrow's that game.
Depends. If it's Ron Jeremy, I'm not too sure, mate.
Okay, female. If that's where your brain went, you're the one with a problem.
No. I'm just pointing out that you've never stated male or female. And if it's Ron Jeremy in front of me, mate, nothing's going up. Let me tell you.
This is a game that they need to be up for. There shouldn't be any kind of extra motivation needed, right? But that being said, here we've got a chance of a man who's been at our club his whole life. Okay. He's been at this club and he's been a loyal servant. He should have represented England whilst in our colours. There's no two ways for me about that. You, as a set of players, have the opportunity to cast him free at the end of the season of his West Ham shackles with a winner's medal around his neck. You shouldn't need much more than playing a London derby for a cup quarter final. But if you need a little bit of extra incentive, Mark Noble can win a medal at the end of this season. And that should be enough as a West Ham player to look at that man and go, it's the least he fucking deserves out of this, for his loyalty and the rest of it. Let's go give him that, shall we? So you got two things there. You got two things that should really, should be enough that puts you over the top, head over the parapet and storming into no man's land for those two reasons, for that man and for the fact it's a London derby and for your club.
I normally read the nuggets out just to sort of like to keep this thing flowing. I'm just going to put them up and we'll talk around it because I'm fairly confident that the people at home can read. And if you can't, I'm not your mother. Sounds really harsh, doesn't it?
No, John's right there, mate. Just quickly, the Carabao Cup is so important. Winning a trophy is the next step to our progression. And,
listen,
I'm spot on. I'm not going to disagree with that.
I'm the same as you. I mean, I'm a little bit older than you. Not much, just maybe a century. I was only saying it. I was only saying it because I knew you were bloody going to.
I was going to ask you if you meant that as essentially or a century.
A century. I thought you're going to say it, so I thought I'll just get it in there.
1-0 Arsenal.
Is it?
Yeah. Sunderland have played quite well.
Oh, Sunderland, yes. Wow, that's a buy into the semis, isn't it? Surely.
Corner comes in. I can't see who gets up for the header, actually. Let's have a look. Number 16 gets up for the header. I think it's Xhaka. No, it's not. I don't matter anyway. Gets up for the header. Great save and block on the line by the goalkeeper and the defender. And the young lad that we are linked with at the end of the season is standing there. Yeah, standing there basically on summons. Bang. Ball in the back of the net. 1-0 Arsenal. Good goal.
Fair enough. No, I mean, getting back to it, I've seen us win 2 playoff finals. I've seen us win the Intertoto Cup, but I don't mean to be disrespectful to those competitions, but I'm going to.
Go back when I missed that.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm too busy watching the Arsenal game.
I've never seen us. I mean, I've got a very, very, very grainy memory of 1980. I was 4 when that happened. Behave. I don't really remember it. I can't sort of like sit there and go, I remember when Trevor Brooking, he never scored many with his head. Oh, the ball was played. I can't. I've seen the footage. I know how the goal played out. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. But it's not it wasn't my time. I don't have any ownership of that. Do you know what I mean? And I would like to. I mean, I'm in my mid-40s now. And I would like to have something, anything. And if it's the League Cup,
sorry. So
I'm in my mid-40s.
No, come on.
Shut up.
All right.
Shut up. Do you know what? My missus has just given me a little bit of a dig in the ribs. She's just turned around and said, "You're past your mid-40s." And I'm like, no, it's not for a couple of days, actually.
Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. Yeah. I tell you what, you and the big man share a birthday together.
We do.
Hey, you're in good company.
Do you know what? If I look, listen to this. Now you've started him off. Hello, Epic. Hope you're well, mate. Bastard. You know, the amount of times when people find out my birthday is Christmas Day and they turn around and say, "Oh, well, your parents should have called you Jesus," and I'm like, "Yeah, my parents aren't pricks." You know, if I had £1 for every time someone said that, I'd be a millionaire. But no, I couldn't care less if it's the League Cup. I want us to sort of like go to Wembley. I'd love to see a West Ham captain. Yes, I would love it to be Mark Noble. Yes, I would. But do you know what? If it's Declan Rice, if it's a West Ham captain that's down the track beyond Declan Rice, whatever, I want to see West Ham win either a League Cup or an FA Cup trophy at Wembley, not at Cardiff. You know, and yes, Wembley, I know if we won the Europa League, that would be nice, but it would be in Seville. I'd love to see it happen at Wembley Stadium, the home of football.
Listen, right. I was saying this the other day to someone. I can't remember who it was. I think it might be my brother. I was in a conversation with, and we were talking about the two playoff finals. Now the first one, there's been 3 playoff finals, but the first one that we won was against Preston, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I remember the goal. I remember the celebration. I remember being. I didn't see the lifting of the trophy.
Did you not?
No, because I was out causing a 7-mile tailback.
Why does that not surprise me?
Well, I was the first. Me and my brother were the first ones to the World Cup statue on that day.
Was you in the Boleyn?
Yes. I was in a cast in the Boleyn. I'd actually broken my ankles actually in a Beckham boot, and I was jumping up and down on the pool table when the pool table was in there, and I went through the wooden board that was on top of the pool table. Yeah. Then I was off of the pool table and round to the statue, which we were the first 2 people on the statue, me and my brother. And it just descended, and then there were obviously the tailbacks and everything else because everyone decided to come out and join us for a party on the street. My brother would have been, it was 2005, wasn't it? So
yes,
he would have been 14, and people were giving him cans of Stella to
welcome to the East End.
You know, and we were there dancing and dying. It was brilliant. Now, that being said, we won and it was a great day and it was amazing. You know, the game against Blackpool in the other final.
Yeah.
I didn't see Vazte's goal.
Really?
Right. I was crying for a penalty at that point. My arms were up for a penalty, and I turned my back to the TV and threw my hat, my baseball cap, onto the sofa because I thought we'd thrown away the opportunity of obviously the goal because Colton Cole had gone down like a sack of shit. I thought we'd been pulled down by the keeper or the defender, and we got nothing. I went batshit, Rob. I was like, and then I turned around and my family is celebrating. I was like, what the fuck did I miss? And then I've seen Vazte standing there with his shirt off, giving it all of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, we scored. Yeah! And that was it. Like, it's only in previous, obviously, much like what we were saying about Trevor Brookings' goal in the cup final. You know, I know what happens now. I just don't remember that. You know, and I've seen on both occasions, and on those days, Rob, don't get me wrong, on those days, I wanted that more than anything else.
Yes.
On those 2 wins, I wanted that more than anything else. Like that, on that day, at a sporting level, as a supporter, that meant more to me on that day than anything else. But now, in hindsight, tomorrow and getting through to the semi-final means more to me now because that's done and done. That's gone.
Yeah.
That's see you later on. Thanks for the memories. Tomorrow's now more important. Now, if you turn around and said to me, win tomorrow, win the League Cup, finish 12th, yeah, I'd take it.
Me too.
If you turn around and said to me, win tomorrow and get knocked out in the first knockout stages of the Europa League, but win the League Cup, I'll take it. I don't care. If they turn around and said lose tomorrow and win the Europa League, yeah, all right. There has to be some.
How about?
And
I know it's not. It doesn't. Life doesn't work like this. But win the League Cup and finish 11th, as you said, or go out against Spurs tomorrow and finish 4th. Difficult one, isn't it?
No, because I want the cup.
I'm the same. And I know it sounds daft because I know people sort of like would turn around and say, but winning the League Cup is worth X amount of pounds and qualifying for the Champions League is worth X amount of pounds. It ain't about the money for me. It ain't about the money. I want that memory of a captain of my football club. We don't win fuck all. We don't. That's why I've got no memory of my club captain lifting a trophy at Wembley Stadium, because the last time it happened, and I'm talking a proper club trophy. Again, the playoff finals were great. I was at 2 of them, both were in Cardiff, but I'm talking specifically one at Wembley and domestic cup. It's different. It's completely different.
Yeah, no,
and people turn around and go about, finishing 4th in the Premier League gets you to the Champions League and you could get X amount of pounds more than that. I'm not a businessman. I'm a supporter. I want to see my club win something at Wembley Stadium. I want to see the captain of my club lifting a bit of silverware above his head. And, if that's worth 1/10 of what finishing 4th would give, do you know what? That doesn't bother me, because nowhere on anyone's honour roll of, what they've won in their season, it would never ever say, oh, they finished 4th. Okay. They finished 4th in the Premier League. It doesn't say that, but it would say winners of the League Cup. That's my argument. Others might disagree, and that's fine.
Ian's in agreement, I think, looking at it. I mean, I've got to say, I want the trophy. Don't matter that it's the League Cup trophy.
Zane as well.
I want the trophy. I want to say that I saw us win something. I don't care what. I don't care whether it's the Mickey Mouse Trophy, whether it's the FA Cup, whatever. Don't give them monkeys. I want to be able to say that I saw us win something at the end. So yeah, like you say, the FA Cup wasn't essentially our generation or our lifetime, if you will, because another year and you might have memories of it. Do you know what I mean? If you'd been 5, you'd have memories of it. I mean, I was 18 months old. I know the game. I've got a cup final program signed by Phil Parks. I've got the DVD of the finals again signed by Phil Parks. I've got my scarf. I have mementos of the day, but I don't have the memories. And I've got the memories of, like you say, the Intertoto Cup. I've got the memories.
It's not the same though, is it?
I've got the memories of 2 playoff finals, and don't get me wrong, the 2 playoff finals were momentous occasions when they happened. But they're momentous occasions to someone who's not seen us do anything else.
Yeah,
you see what I mean? So listen, we have, and let's not lie. Okay, we have a bloody good chance of silverware this year, regardless of where it comes from. We could have had an easier draw in the FA Cup in the start of January. We could have had something significantly worse. Really, we got a couple of teams to fear in the Europa League, Dortmund being one of them. But again, we've shown some prowess in Europe. We have, and I guarantee you there are teams out there right now that are going, I don't fucking want West Ham in the next round. in Europe. When have you ever heard that get said?
Yeah.
You know, Barcelona probably sitting there going, I don't fucking want West Ham or Dortmund. Screw that.
You seen this about their stadium?
Mate. Oh, listen, that's been in the works for...
Oh, yeah.
I'd say about 20 years, because I got wind that they wanted to dig down.
Yep.
So then the only thing above ground level was the third tier. That was 20 years ago. So it was literally, you'd have about that much of the stadium in concept above ground level, and then you'd have about that much below ground level, and that they'd actually play in an underground stadium as such.
I've always found it really odd, and I know it's a quite a temperate climate in Spain. I've always found it quite odd that the Camp Nou doesn't have a roof around it, except for one section which is above where the directors sit. 2-1. Oh, hello.
I'll tell you what, I've been there, Gatesy, right?
Yep.
I'm guessing you have as well.
I haven't, but my son has. George has been there.
Right. Yeah. The stadium itself
brick.
is the ginger brick. The stadium itself is something else, mate. Like, my God. But I have to say, so we went into the changing rooms. And the changing rooms, the home ones, it's like you're in a 5-star hotel, spa, mate.
I think I know where this is going.
The away changing rooms are wooden lockers that the paint's flaking off. They're chipped. It's about the same size as this room.
That's awful.
They're fucking awful. But it's designed to unnerve the away players, isn't it? So that's why they do it.
You want to make them feel comfortable to
no,
a point. I mean,
you fucking don't.
No, you don't want them walking in and there's piss on the floor or anything like that, do you?
Dog shit in the middle. Yeah, of course you do. Make them having to put the smear the shit down the drain in the middle of the toilet.
You filth.
No, I mean it's, and then you walk out. So you actually go down a set of steps.
Yeah.
From the changing rooms, there's a walkway where there's a chapel to one side, and we went in the chapel and then got shouted at by the security guard because we shouldn't have been in the chapel. There was no blocking. There was none of them, Barclays Bank barrier
Bible
things.
in with you.
So
would have been all right.
So then you go up the set of stairs, either side of a banister, and then obviously you come out and it just opens up. And Rob, right? I've only ever been gobsmacked twice in my life. First one was going to Upton Park for the first time and coming out of what was being passed down to the stand on the milk crates, but coming out and seeing it open up like that in front of you made me, as an 11-year-old, go 10, 11, like that. Second time was Wembley, when I did Wembley Stadium. Okay,
the old Wembley or the new one?
The old Wembley, the old
Twin Towers.
Well, I'll tell you what, Fenway Park did it as well when I went over to see the Boston Red Sox Stadium. That had me kind of just... But I think because I'd seen it so much on TV, that seeing it in real life blew me away. But the new camp, because you come up them steps and you can see the stand opposite you that says Mezcayon Club on it, doesn't it? And it just keeps going up. And you're thinking, as you're coming up the steps, you're thinking, I'll see the top of that in a minute. I'll see the top of that in a minute. I still haven't seen the top of that yet. Where the... Oh, there it is. Jesus. I mean, it's so, up there.
Nosebleed territory.
My brother, I think, went over there to watch him play Ibar, I think.
Okay.
And he sat about 8 seats in front of the scoreboard. Okay. About 20 rows behind the Barcelona Ultras. Yeah. He sat about 20 seats behind the Barcelona Ultras in the pissing down rain. Like you said, there's no roof over it, Casey. No. And he said it like you're like that. You are literally really vertical. Steep. It is so steep. I mean, we sat in the We sat in the director seats. We sat in the commentary gantry.
Yep.
As part of it, you do all of that, and mate, the whole place is just amazing. The whole place is amazing. So, for them to have put out these plans for a new stadium, it's going to have to go some to match the impression. Yes, their trophy room is as big as Upton Park.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Just coming back to Ian's comment, Duke. How much do you think Tottenham will be helped by that basically 2-week midwinter break? I mean, we've obviously had a shorter version of that because of obviously the Norwich fixture being put in the bin. But how much do you think that helped Antonio Conte? Because obviously, don't forget that he came in, and it's kind of like, I think I heard Gio described it as a mini pre-season, and I think actually that's a good point.
Listen, they looked fresh out of the box. Spurs against Liverpool, they looked like they had a desire. They looked like they had a hunger. They looked like they were fresh. They looked like they were clear and ready to go. Which, as I said to you at the start of the thing, mate, it concerned me. It did concern me. But then, as you've just said there, we've had a week off. We've had a chance to get the likes of Cressy back, Johnson back.
I'll tell you, have you heard about Zuma, by the way? He's ahead of schedule, apparently. That's good news.
Because he wants, and that's the difference. He has a drive and a desire to be back and ready to go, which I really appreciate from a player.
Yeah.
You know, it'll make a big difference coming back. We've looked a bit ropey, we've looked a bit wobbly. But I've also got to say that if we do get him back, it's down to the two boys that are there at the minute to put in a performance that makes Moyes go, hang on a minute. Sunderland are playing well, Zane. They really are playing well. I'm impressed by what I'm seeing so far. They're League One still, aren't they? I'm impressed by what I'm seeing right now. I really am. Listen, Arsenal on the break, they're full of the youngsters, and Arsenal on the break look fucking dangerous. But right now, Sunderland are like, you know what? We're going to give... Oh, he's got to score that. Oh, Zane, tell me you saw that. That's a free header in the 6-yard box.
Who was that?
Sunderland.
Oh, dear.
I don't know.
That could come back to bite him on the arse, couldn't it?
He might have been offside. It looks like it's the left back, number 3. He might have been offside. He's lost his man. And he's headed it about 4 foot wide. He's got to do better there. I mean, I have a feeling... Flanagan, it was... Is that the old Liverpool player?
What, John Flanagan?
Possibly.
Hang on a minute. No, T. Flanagan, it says on my... Tom Flanagan. Yeah.
I thought that was the Liverpool youngster.
He was at Rangers last I heard.
He may well have been. He went there because of, I think, Gerrard, wasn't it?
Probably. Yeah, that would have been a big draw.
But yeah, that being said, I mean, listen, we've had a break. They've had a break. It's done us a favour as much as it's done them. You got to think though, they've had a game now. We haven't.
True.
You know,
but does that give them an advantage because maybe sort of like they're a little bit more?
No, because we were too jaded. If you look at the two boys in central defensive mid, if you look at those two boys there, they've looked ropey as recently. They've looked tired. Souček especially. I think he's looked tired at times, mate. Okay. Although he's still doing the lung busting runs and everything else, towards the end of games, I just think he looks a little bit out of sorts and looks a little bit tired. Souček just
running out of gas.
Yeah. And I think that's going to have done them the favour, is missing out on a game this week. So right. I think that the Spurs, because they've had that game, they've only got 3 days. They've only got two days, Monday, Tuesday in between game days, haven't they? So they've only got 2 days. One of those is going to be an off day. So it's going to be it's not going to be enough, I feel. So I'll have to say it's going to be interesting. Yeah, I'm watching it, Elliot. It's a good game, I feel.
Guys in the live chat, and I'm going to throw the question to you as well, Duke. How's this game playing out? Are we getting to penalties? Is it going to be over in 90 minutes? Talk me through it. What do you think?
I hope we're still in the game at full time. I.e., it's 2-1 Spurs, 90 minutes, it's 2-1 West Ham, it's 2-all penalties. As long as we're still there or thereabouts at the end of the game, I don't care how it plays out. I'd like to win it. I'd like to have the semi-final coming up. I would. There's no two ways about it. That being said, I just want to still be in the game at the end of it. So I'm gonna say 2-1 West Ham.
I got a funny feeling it's going to be penalties again. I think we're going to cancel each other out over the 90 minutes. And I can't predict who's going to win a penalty shootout, for Christ's sakes. How could you? I might as well toss a coin. It's literally one of those. I think possibly would you say we get a slight advantage because we won the penalty shootout in the previous round? Possibly. Does it count for much? Possibly not.
I'd say if it goes to penalties and the two goalkeepers start that you're predicting to start, we have the upper hand straight off the bat.
I don't know enough about Golini to comment on that. He might be a penalty expert for all I know. I've got no clue. I mean, this is a goalkeeper that played for Atalanta, don't forget, and they qualified for the Champions League last season when
he's no
he was
Tim
in the
Krul,
squad. So he's not.
He's no Tim Krul.
I've got no idea. For all I know, he could be the next Lev Yashin. I don't know. Do you know Lev Yashin, before he used to face a penalty, apparently he had a hip flask with
all of it on the side?
No. He'd take a...
really? A shot
yeah. Before he faced a penalty, he'd be like, boof. And he'd be like, yeah, fine, come on, let's have it. And he had a brilliant record against penalties. Another little factoid for you. You know, in the old black and white footage you see of Lev Yashin.
With his hat,
Well, you got the hat and the top. Everybody says the top was black. It wasn't. It was really dark blue. And apparently the cap was like a brick colour.
Yeah.
There you go. And no, I wasn't there. I didn't see it live. I just remember reading it. Just these useless little factoids that pop into my head. Do I think it was the right decision to play football on Boxing Day? I'm not in possession of enough of the facts, Elliot. I've got to put my faith in these morons, people in government.
No, you were right the first time.
I probably was.
Yeah.
I probably was. They're at their parties. business meetings, work meetings.
Wine and cheese.
Yeah, tell me about
Wine and cheese.
Yeah, I did the same as you, Ian, but for a start, I don't think Noble's going to start. So that's him out of the equation. Who else took the penalties? Who else scored? I know Ben Rama got the winner. Did Craig Dawson get one? I'm sure he did, didn't he? I can't remember.
Yeah, Dawson's pen. Dawson was straight out of this man's book. Dawson's
Dixie,
was
bang.
Straight out of that book. My word, even I went, shit.
Yeah.
And he's still, mate, what a hit that was.
Yeah.
Peter, I wouldn't care, mate. I wouldn't care.
One game at a time. That's got to be our mentality at the minute.
Yep.
We can't be sitting here thinking about, we got to... the manager will probably have half an eye on it, but I think he's very much of the, of the mantra that your most important game's your next game. And, a cup...
But ours is tomorrow night.
Final against a London rival. That's massive. I don't care what anyone says. That is absolutely huge. And like you say, we've got to turn up tomorrow. I have no problem with getting beat. Obviously, I won't be happy. Don't get me wrong. But if we turned up and we gave a good account of ourselves and we're just beaten by the better or luckier team on the night, you know what? There's nothing you can do about it. You just got to wipe your mouth and go again. if we don't turn up tomorrow, if we play like we did against Wolves, if we play like we did against Arsenal, and we get our trousers pulled down, oh mate, I'm not going to be happy with that. That is absolutely unacceptable. There you go.
Listen,
exactly
as I
right.
said to you earlier, just want them turning up. Yes. Just want them turning up. That's it.
Yeah. Hopefully so, Elliot. So, I mean, yeah, you're right, Pete. They possibly are the favourites. Favourites don't always win. Favourites don't always win. Interesting question, Matt. I think Son. Right now, I think you have to say Son. And I think even, to be honest, even Kane at top of his capabilities, do you know, I think it's a really close question. I think it's a really close call. But this season, it's Son. Which is why I hope he's on the bench.
If I can go back to Peter's comment,
this one
there.
Oh, that.
Peter, I don't know if the not that one. Peter, I don't know whether or not the African Cup of Nations, the AFCON Cup, will go ahead.
Yeah, there's rumours it might be delayed, isn't there?
Considering that South Africa is where one of the viruses have cropped up from.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they're gonna allow that to go ahead. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. And that's right, Pete. Yeah. And I got to say, as you guys know, my wife's a Spurs fan, so my life will be made hell for a period of time. It is what it is. But they will give me some solace if we've turned up and we've taken them to the very edge. And if we end up getting knocked out tomorrow, it is what it is. But there you go. Anyway, anything else you want to add, Duke, before we wrap it on the head?
No,
wrap it up or knock it on the head. Not wrap it on the head.
Take your pick. I have to say right now that we tomorrow's the one, Gatesy.
Mm-hmm.
Forget the weekend. Forget Boxing Day. Forget forget New Year's week. Forget January. Forget the FA Cup. Tomorrow's what it's got to be about now. And I know damn well that, you know what, if we turn up tomorrow, we will take Spurs the full 90 minutes. Mm-hmm. That's all I want to see, Rob. I just want to see them take him the 90 minutes and be done with it. And if we get a positive result out of it, so be it. If we lose 1-0, so be it. If we if we can go to penalties and sneak it, yeah, we'll see. Let's see me celebrate tomorrow. I tell you what. Robert.
What? I'll talk about that afterwards with you. I'll talk to you afterwards.
Did you have a feeling?
A feeling?
No, I'm sorry. Did you have a feel? Sorry, I got that wrong.
Behave.
Or was that later when we go off?
Might be later. You never know your luck. Guys, please don't forget this campaign here. It's in the description below, YouTube and Facebook. You know the score. Young Isla and her family are really struggling they've struggled for a number of years, if truth be told. Obviously, you know the news that was put out last week, which is not what we all wanted. However, that being said, we need to try and come together and give this family, give this little girl primarily as many Christmases as we can throw at her. Please put this onto your social media platforms. You can copy and paste it from our description below, YouTube and Facebook. Put it onto your social media platforms. Get your friends, your family, your work colleagues, and various other people who probably you haven't spoken to in years, let's be honest about it. Probably you don't even know. yeah, get it out there. Get people on board with this. If you're in a position to put any money in this particular fund, you've got the Just Giving link there. No donation too small. Give as generously as you can, guys. As always, we thank you very much indeed for your contribution. And please don't forget to like, comment on, and share the stream. To subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for alerts on new content. And as always, we thank you very much indeed for your support.
Very much so.
Final words, Duke?
One game at a time. Tomorrow's the next one. Come on, you Irons. We are.
Come on, you Irons.